when Homeland Security ran up into his house, people would tell you, or people knew that it was just a matter of time that they was going to indict him and bring him in to see the judge, bro. It was just a matter of time. People might not understand. It's difficult when you see a brother that has so much promise become an icon as far as in the music business and stuff that he did, trained him and taught him the music business. You know, it's all about the people who trained and taught him the music business, because Puff wasn't, he wasn't born a monster.
Gene Deal, once Diddy's trusted bodyguard, now holds the key to exposing the music mogul's darkest secrets. As federal agents raid Diddy's mansions, Deal's shocking decision to testify against his former boss sends shockwaves through the industry. But what pushed this loyal protector to turn on the man he once guarded with his life? Gene Deal wasn't just Diddy's bodyguard, he was the man's shadow, a constant presence with access to the music mogul's most guarded secrets. Their connection ran deep, rooted in shared gang affiliations from their days in New York City. This bond led Deal to become Diddy's head of security, a role that put him at the center of the star's inner circle. For years, Deal was the silent guardian, witnessing the highs and lows of Diddy's career and personal life. He was there for the glamorous parties, the business deals, and the moments away from the public eye. But as time went on, Deal began to see things that troubled him. The weight of what he knew started to press on his conscience. In a pivotal moment, Deal realized he couldn't stay silent any longer. The internal struggle was intense. Loyalty to Diddy battled against his sense of right and wrong. Deal had been part of Diddy's world for so long that speaking out felt like betraying not just his boss, but a part of himself.
I don't believe that he's snitching on Diddy. He's just going by a plan or something that somebody laid out for him, that he got too deep into it. He never had a profit agreement. We know now that some of that stuff that Keefe D said, and we heard him state in his book and stuff like that, he just repeated a script. And I don't think he have any concrete proof. They don't have nothing concrete. Because if they had something concrete, they would have been brought Diddy in on it.
Previous interviews hinted at Deal's growing unease. He spoke cryptically about Diddy's actions, suggesting they had cost lives and could lead to serious legal trouble. These statements were like cracks in a dam, small at first but growing over time. As federal investigations into Diddy intensified, Deal's resolve strengthened. The raids on Diddy's properties were a turning point. Suddenly, the secrets Deal had been keeping were thrust into the spotlight. He found himself at a crossroads: continue to protect Diddy or step forward with the truth. In a shocking turn of events, Deal publicly announced his willingness to testify against Diddy. This decision wasn't made lightly. In a recent video discussion, Deal revealed his lack of remorse for Diddy's situation, stating, "By him doing the things he did and taking the avenue he took, he's suffering the consequences, and I don't feel bad at all." While Deal's testimony loomed, federal agents were already piecing together their own puzzle. The raids on Diddy's properties weren't just a fishing expedition, they were hunting for something specific. And it all ties back to a cryptic message about pizza and plastic. What could it mean? The federal raids on Diddy's mansions in Los Angeles and Miami sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. Described by Diddy's legal team as an unprecedented ambush, these operations were far from routine. Agents were on a mission to gather evidence supporting multiple allegations of sexual assault, rape, and sex trafficking linked to the music mogul.
Talk about how he using drugs. He was never like that. Smoking cigarettes, smoking weed and everything like that. He turned into something that you could consider a monster, bruh. He may have been doing a couple of things here and there with women, stuff like that in New York, but the things that there's talking about that he was doing, bringing in prostitutes to have sex with his girl and all that stuff like that, we know that to be true. And it's just this situation, man, when they get down to all the facts and all what happened, he may belong in jail, bruh.
As news of the raid spread, speculation ran wild about what the feds were after. The answer might lie in a leaked jail call where Diddy instructed his son to get rid of all the pizza boxes. This seemingly innocent phrase set off alarm bells for investigators. Could these pizza boxes be code for hidden stashes or covert shipments related to illicit activities? But the cryptic messages didn't stop there. Diddy's mention of plastic in the same call raised even more eyebrows. Experts suggest this could be a reference to items like CDs or memory cards, potentially containing damning digital evidence. The implications are staggering. Could these recordings be used for blackmail? What secrets might they hold? But the types of evidence sought in sex trafficking investigations often include digital records, surveillance footage, and physical evidence that could corroborate claims of misconduct. In Diddy's case, the removal of 250 cameras from his homes points to a treasure trove of potential evidence.
With drugs and all the stuff that's going on, pills, drinking, it can make this man into a monster, and that's what it did, bro. They was heavy into beating women and doing things at that age, at that crazy stage. That's gonna make him think that he could get away with the same thing that they was getting away with back then. He learned. I'm assuming he learned it from them. Let me put that. And I'm not gonna say alleged because I saw that for my own self. My man was with me, Slick was with me, and we saw that for our own self.
Mark Curry, a former Bad Boy Records artist, noted that this amount of footage could reveal a lot about what went on behind closed doors. As the investigation unfolds, Gene Deal's insights become increasingly crucial. He's hinted at the existence of compromising tapes that Diddy allegedly recorded during parties. These recordings could potentially implicate high-profile individuals, adding another layer of complexity to an already explosive case. Imagine a secret so explosive it could shake the foundations of both Hollywood and Washington. Now imagine hundreds of people have been keeping that secret for years. As Diddy's case unravels, we're about to discover just how far his influence really reached, and who might be implicated next. The web of silence surrounding Diddy extends far beyond the music industry. His connections reached into the highest echelons of entertainment, politics, and business. For years, this network of influential figures remained tight-lipped, bound by a complex web of loyalty, fear, and self-preservation. At the heart of this silence was a culture of intimidation. Aubrey O'Day, former Danity Kane singer, shed light on the pervasive fear that kept people quiet. She revealed that even after the allegations surfaced, many were hesitant to speak out.
He was made into a monster from the stuff that happened to him, the things that he had to do. You understand? The things that he had to do to become who he is. You gotta have principles, you gotta have morals, you gotta keep with that stuff. And in that music business, a lot of that stuff get thrown out the window. He was doing the things to other people that was done to him. And it is what it is. You gotta know better. And if you know better, you will do better.
O'Day explained, "I was literally text messaging producers, employers, from top to bottom levels, like, y'all know what the F.K. you saw." People were scared. The fear wasn't just about losing jobs or opportunities. O'Day hinted at much darker possibilities, stating, "If you know enough, you likely would be reasonable in being scared." She elaborated on the range of fears, from minor inconveniences to life-threatening situations. A flat tire, being murdered. I don't know, there's a lot of things people fear. Diddy's alleged methods of control went beyond mere influence. Mark Curry, a former Bad Boy Records artist, highlighted the extensive surveillance system in Diddy's homes. If they had 250 cameras they took out of his house, they have a whole bunch of images of footage of things that were going on around Combs' house. Curry noted, "This constant monitoring created an atmosphere where associates felt they were always being watched, making it nearly impossible to speak out without fear of repercussions." As more accusers come forward, the dam of silence is beginning to crack. Each new voice adds weight to the allegations, making it increasingly difficult for others to remain quiet. The growing number of accusers not only strengthens the case against Diddy, but also encourages others to break their silence. While Hollywood reels from the allegations, a more chilling question emerges. What happens when the man behind the music becomes the man behind the camera? Diddy's homes weren't just luxury retreats. They were high-tech fortresses of secrets, with 250 cameras capturing every whisper, every misstep, and every indiscretion. The removal of these cameras during federal raids paints a picture of a man obsessed with control and surveillance. Diddy's alleged fixation on recording everything in his surroundings goes beyond mere paranoia. It suggests a calculated strategy to gather compromising information on friends and foes alike. Rumors swirl about the contents of these recordings. Some speculate that they contain footage of high-profile celebrities and powerful figures in compromising situations. The potential for blackmail is obvious, raising questions about how Diddy might have used this information to maintain his influence in the industry. Former associates have shed light on Diddy's surveillance tactics. Mark Curry, a former Bad Boy Records artist, highlighted the extensive nature of the setup, saying, "If they had 250 cameras they took out of his house, they have a whole bunch of images of footage of things that were going on around Combs' house." This level of monitoring created an atmosphere of constant scrutiny where privacy was non-existent and every action could potentially be used as leverage. The legal implications of these recordings are staggering. In California, where some of Diddy's properties are located, all party consent is required for a recording to be legal. If any of these tapes were made without proper consent, they could be inadmissible in court, potentially complicating the case against Diddy. Adding another layer of intrigue, Gene Deal has suggested that Diddy might be selling tapes on the dark web, possibly as a means of financial gain amid his legal troubles. If true, this could open up a whole new set of legal and ethical questions about the exploitation of these recordings. The impact of these tapes on Diddy's case and reputation could be catastrophic. If they contain evidence of illegal activities or corroborate allegations of sexual assault and trafficking, they could be the smoking gun prosecutors need. Even if they don't make it to court, their mere existence could further damage Diddy's public image and career. As the investigation unfolds, the revelations from these recordings threaten to send shockwaves through the entertainment industry. The case highlights the dark underbelly of power and surveillance in Hollywood, potentially exposing a culture of exploitation that has long been whispered about but rarely confronted head-on.